Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where we are talking about Western Camp Festival and everything you need to do before the event ends. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so one of the things we are talking about are the horses. So there's been some confusion whether or not these horses are staying after the festival or not. I can tell you guys now that these horses will be leaving with the Equestrian Festival. However, they are returning next year. So if you do want to get these horses, now is the time to do so before the update on Wednesday, because these horses won't be able to be purchased until next year. So let's go ahead over them real quick. Alright, so we have the American Saddlebred, which is this beautiful liver chestnut dapple. We have one of the mules, which is a chestnut varnish roan. We also have a buckskin dun Tabano. And then we have a buttermilk buckskin Mustang. The Mustang is 900. The mules are 850, and the American Saddlebred is 900 star coins. So these breeds will be leaving with the festival, but do return next year. It's essentially very similar to the Equestrian Festival. If you played the Equestrian Festival, there's certain variations of coats that only return with the festival, so that is implying the same rule for this year's Western Camp Festival. These horses will return next year, and obviously we'll probably get new ones as well. Alright you guys, so now we're going to talk about some of the activities you could do at Western Camp. We're obviously going to go over the gold and chests and lost horses in a different part of this, but this is mainly for stuff that you can do actually at the campground, the Western campgrounds per se. Alright guys, one of the things is the high striker game. You can do this pretty much as often as you want, but there is a daily quest where you get 4 tokens for hitting the strong as Garnock option. So all you have to do is just do that. Very simple, very easy to do. Is it a little bit challenging? Yes, but it's the first time we've had something like this in game, so you can't expect it to be perfect. Another thing you can do is play Lisa's music right here at the record player next to the stage, and it has all of her songs that you can play, and the music will play as you're doing things around the campground. And the other thing we are talking about is the wanted photo booth. I forgot to add this in last week's video, but there is this photo booth, and you can toggle it to toggle the prison bars or not. But that is an option you can play around with if you wanted to. It's not really, it won't give you anything, but it's just something fun to do. Also, if you click on this pumpkin, Lisa will perform her song on stage again. So if you want to listen to it anytime or watch her perform, all you do is click on this little pumpkin right here. Also, we have the pumpkin growing competition that is currently going on. If you have already been doing the quest all week, or if you just want to skip the quest entirely, you should be able to do so. However, I did figure it out. If you guys are having issues, all you have to do is relog, and it should essentially reset itself, and you should be able to do the quest. Alright guys, so one of the currencies in game is actually gold, and you do that through gold hunting. Obviously, I've made videos on this, but I am just going to kind of briefly explain it real quick. So obviously when you go out in the wild, you can encounter different animals such as wolves and bears. In order to avoid them, you can use repellent, which you can buy right at the stand that's behind me. It's right here. So you can get repellent and go gold hunting. So once you go gold hunting, which I am going to show you in a little bit here, you strike it as many times, and you want to strike it perfectly, and you'll get a decent amount of gold. I really don't remember how much you get exactly, but if you hit it enough times correctly, you should get a pretty decent amount. and that will total up to things you can buy here. You can exchange them for tokens at this little shop right here. If you are low on tokens and need to use those, that's one way to do so. But I'm going to show you guys a couple tasks how to get gold as well. Alright, so this is essentially how gold finding works. You're going to come across this geode. Now, you don't have to get off your horse, so I'm not going to get off my horse, but I am going to show you guys how it works. Alright, so you're going to press start. So, the little gold piece is going to go back and forth. What you want to do is click mine within the green bubble. Like, see how I missed it ever so slightly? So, just gonna want to keep going, and you have like 5 tries. And then you'll get these little gold nuggets, which you go around. And you just collect them, and it will count toward your daily gold finding, which will appear in your backpack. I don't know why it's not showing for me on the screen here. It normally does. Also, as you're running around for Grove and whatnot, you will also find these little gold nuggets, so if you walk up to them, you'll be able to just get them that way as well. But your best bet is obviously doing the gold geodes. Alright, so also you can find these chests. Now, I already opened my chest today for a chest location video, but when you open up these chests, they'll give you a certain amount of gold. I think it's anywhere from like 30 to 50 gold pieces. This is one way to do it, but obviously, like I said, going around in the wilderness is the best way to do so. So, aside from chests, I do a location video as well as Lost Horses, but we're going to get into Lost Horses a little bit later. So right now, I'm going to show you guys how I deal with wolves and the bears and whatnot. So, like I said, you can buy repellent. So I'm going to do this with just one wolf to show you guys what I normally will do. So, there's a wolf. I'm going to run up to him. Now, he's going to chase me. I have 2 options of what I can do. I can run in a straight line, or I can go in circles till he wears himself out. What doesn't really take too long. But once they start to slow down, you can kind of relax. So, let's say you're not able to run. Let's say you're working on a geode. I'm going to show you guys what to do for that as well, as I just failed to jump off on the cliff over there. Alright, so we're gonna work on this geode, and I'm gonna show you guys why beast repellent is important to have. So, he's gonna alert, and I use the beast repellent. It's automatic, you don't have to do anything. As long as you have beast repellent in your inventory, you'll be able to mine in peace. But it's important to keep an eye on how much beast repellent you have. And again, you can buy beast repellent with gold, so always good to stock up. I recommend having at least anywhere from, I'd say about 20 in your inventory, depending on how long you intend to gold hunt. If you're intending to gold hunt longer, I recommend more so like 50 repellents. Okay, so just briefly going over this again. Chests can be found in the wilds of Jorvik, all around Grove, all around the Starshine Ranch. It changes each day. But I do have, what is it? I do have those location videos that come out each day. The times aren't really correct on or set on what time they come out. They just come out when I'm able to film them. Of course, wolves are swarming me, so don't mind that. Just using up my beast repellent, it's fine. But chests can be found each day. There's 5 each day to find. So, like I said, I'll be doing those videos till Tuesday because, unfortunately, on Wednesday the servers reset like around 2-3 a.m. and unfortunately those chest locations don't spawn until about 6 a.m. for me. So unfortunately, I can't do those videos on Wednesday, but Tuesday will be the last day for those videos. Also, I did forget to mention, also, you will need a Renegade key to open these chests. But I will show you guys where to buy, obviously, like the beast repellent, everything, in a few minutes. But just so you know, you do need at least one Renegade key to open each chest. Okay, so one of the other things you can find out in the wild are lost horses. There are 5 to find. There is a Shinkotique pony, there is a mule, there is an Arabian, an American paint horse, and an American quarter horse. So again, those are included in my chest locations videos each day on where to find them. So you will need 1 herding lure per horse, and it gives you 200 horse XP. Wait, let me actually check that, because I already traded in the lure when I was doing the video. Alright, so 200 shillings, my bad. 300 horse XP each one, and then you get a token each horse. But just like the chests, they change locations each day. So, like I said, they're included in my chest location videos if you want to check that out. And you bring them back to Starshine Ranch, and then you're able to talk to the guy at the barn, and then he will give you, obviously, your tokens and your horse XP and your Yorvik shillings. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the chore board. This is another way to get tokens and more Yorvik shillings. So there are 3 activities each day. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so you click on the board and it'll have like shear sheep, fetch wood, pick up a delivery. So each time you will get a 1 summer token and then 100 Yorvik shillings and then a special item, which is normally either a renegade key, a beast repellent, or a horse lure. I'm sorry guys, this is just a lot to memorize, but yes, you do definitely want to make sure you do these each day, especially if you want more summer tokens. Even if you don't spend them this year, for next year, for the Summer Days Festival, and obviously for Western Camp returning next year, it's good to stock up. Or if you have stuff to go spend, then go ahead, but I always recommend doing this as much as possible so you can stock up for next year's events. Alright guys, so next we are talking about the shops. So we're gonna go over kind of like the other not necessarily important shops, and then we're gonna get into like the token shops and normal shops. But first we're gonna start out with Gary's Goods, which are pretty much everything you need for the festival. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we are starting off with Gary's Goods, which I think is the most important out of all the shops that you will need. So when you're hunting for gold, this is what you can exchange for. 100 gold will get you renegade keys. This is what unlocks chests. 15 gold will give you beast repellent. And then 65 gold will give you herding lures, which are what you use for the lost horses. The beast repellents are obviously for the wolves, the bull that's over in the sheep field, and then the bears that are by the bear cave. So this is absolutely important to utilize your gold for this. Alright, so now we've gone over that, so let's go over like the other shops that aren't necessarily too important, but this is one of the new shops that's based off of a passion project. This is Yelva's shop. If you guys want to get like the goblin ears or the elf ears, the potato earrings, the cherry earrings, if this is your thing, definitely go ahead and buy it now. I don't know if this is going to be returning with other festivals or just the Western Festival. They really didn't say, or even if this shop is just staying around here at Western Camp, they really didn't say. So if you want to pick up these things, I would definitely do it before to Wednesday update. Alright, so this is the barnyard. So these are all pets from previous years. Now obviously if I click on it, I already have all these pets, but these are all pets from the Lost Pets situation, chickens from Gary Goldtooth in previous years, pretty much all the pets that you've missed in previous years, you will find them here. And then obviously you don't see them here, but I have them in my inventory, which we are going to take a look at them in 1 second. But these had the new cat pet and the new chicken pet. So those actually cost gold. They don't cost star coins, but they do cost gold. I think it was like in the 2,000, 3,000 range. Pretty fair for this year. In terms of gold, like you needed 2,000 or like 300,000 gold pieces. I don't remember how much they cost, so forgive me. But this is where you would buy them. So I'm going to show you all the pets that you can get toward the end of the video, but I am going to discuss like the lost pets as well. Okay, guys, so now we are back at the Western Camp. So I'm going to show you the different shops here. Alright, we have the Western Festival outlet goods. So this is all from previous years. This is from like when the festival like first originally started. So everything that you can buy here discounted. All of these items will return. They're not obviously going anywhere anytime soon, but this is just from previous years, like the first festival, if I'm correct. Alright, so this is pretty much everything that is new for this year, except for a couple outfits that came last year, which are big time discounted. So from here all the way up here is everything new. This will all return next year with the festival. I obviously have so much I gotta get buying, but like I said, I've been saving up late so that way I can buy all this stuff later. So I have to do that on Tuesday, so that's a reminder to myself to make sure, because especially I want this Mississippi Mist set. Alright, but this is what I want to talk about is the token shop. So all the tokens you can do through activities and you can find in chests as well are found here in the shop. Now there's obviously clothes too, and I'm actually wearing one of the sets that you can get, which is the rugged suede set. So obviously there's clothes with this set, but obviously because you bought the clothes, it doesn't show up in once you got them. But the tax sets do. So make sure you go ahead and turn in your tokens if you are missing any of this stuff. And then obviously we have the country kits. So it's different like little western kits, the chests, the beast repellent, gold mining stuff. I already have this in my home stables, but these are different country kits. I would love to tell you the price, but obviously I can't because I own these items already. But if you want to get these country kits, this is where you're going to be able to find them. And then this really isn't like a shop necessarily, but if you're low on tokens, you could do daily gold exchange. So if you have 50 pieces of gold, you get 5 tokens. 40 pieces of gold, get 40 tokens, and so on. Alright guys, if you remember the lost little dog, he was found right over here. Also, I did find out that he's not here every day. Sometimes he's actually at the bear cave. So if you don't see him here, check the bear cave, because sometimes he's over there. But he should be instant. Obviously, you do need items to find him. At the end of this video, I do have a link of how exactly to get him. It's obviously a lot of information, so I won't bore with details. But you can get this dog. My other video will explain everything that you need to do in order to get this little guy. Alright, and this is one of the other lost pets. This is the cute little ginger dog that you can either find over in the sheep field, or he is located at the bear cave, I believe. It changes each day, but like I said, you should be able to unlock him automatically. Again, you gotta find the bandana, which again, I have a video on that, and I'll show that video at the end of this video, and I'll also have a link down below in the description. Alright guys, obviously I have the cat, but the cat's still here. So in order to get this cat, in order to activate it, you need to bring one of the lost horses, and then it'll show you exactly what you need. Again, I have a video for that. That's all detailed at the end of this video. And also it'll be down in the description as well to explain everything and all the tutorials of how everything works and where to find it. Alright, this is the little ginger kitty you can find at the mine. Obviously you need the missing item, the lost horse to find it, like I said earlier. This is the little Sahara, little desert cat that you can get at Gary Goldtooth's little shop there that's standing right next to him. So it's like the little blue coop that I showed you guys earlier in the video. So this is one of the cats that you can, well, this is the new cat for this year you can get from there. This is also the chicken you can get as well from Gary Goldtooth's stand for like 200 or like 300 something gold. Not 100, 1,000. Like 2,000 or 300. I have no idea. Also, you do need to forgive me. I'm very tired while filming this video, so I'm doing my best. Alright, in terms of a Pum award from the pumpkin growing contest, it is actually this cute little pumpkin that you get from the quest. Obviously, this isn't a walking pet, this is just a saddlebag pet. So it's just a little pumpkin that sits in your saddlebag. But that is the reward from the pumpkin growing contest. And yes, you get the pumpkin from completing these two quests. From the quests that revolve around the pumpkin growing. So once you've completed the whole quest and they do the pumpkin judging on the stage, you'll get the little pumpkin pet. Alright guys, so in terms of things to do at the Starshine Ranch in terms of like races, we really don't have much races. We did get like mud racing from Scott Buttergood, which I'm going to show you guys. So you had like the mud dash practice and the daring race mud practice, and obviously those races with daily training. I do think that these are permanent though. I don't think that they're just going to go away with the festival. And Star Stable really never said anything on it, so I think these are pretty much safe to say these are permanent. But also, in terms of like things you could do with Scott Buttergood, obviously you can get up to 60, what is it? 60 points opening chests and doing what is it? I think it's the daring mud race. I'm going to check real quick. Obviously it doesn't show, go figure. But you get 1 point for doing the daring mud race, and it counts toward the chest. You need 60, and then you get a cool green bandana. Of course, I should have brought it out for this video, but I totally forgot. It slipped my mind. But I don't think that these are going away with the festival. I could be wrong, so if you want to get your mud racing in before the festival, just to be safe, I would go ahead and do that. Alright, you guys, so thanking Adine, this is the last thing we have to do, is talk about the champion ranks. So we do have a champion rank season going on, and they're right here, which I'm going to talk about. But if you talk to Winnie over here and go for this, you will get 200 shillings, 250 horse XP, and a summer token. So if we go over here, this is the champion rank season. So make sure you get this done because this ends in 6 days. So you can get all these gorgeous ribbons grinding out your championship ranks. I have all these ribbons already. They're so cool. I love this series of just going and racing and getting all these cool ribbons. I am going to make outfits based on these ribbons someday, but I would like us to have a little bit more variety before that actually happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, you guys, so that is pretty much it for everything that you need to know about Western Camp before it leaves next week. Western Camp has definitely been interesting this year. Again, that's their main focus this year, is to work on the festivals. There's definitely things that could be improved on. Maybe I'll make a video talking about it, maybe I won't. I have no idea. Like I said, all these chest location and horse location videos are a bit of a doozy for me, so we'll see how that all ends up. But hopefully this video helped you guys. All the previous videos that I have done in terms of like finding the lost pets, my gold hunting route, what else? Different like activities pertaining to the festival, all in the comments below. Especially the chest locations, it'll give you a link to the playlist where you can find them each day. Or you can go ahead and subscribe and then get notified once these videos come out each day. But yeah, that is pretty much it from me, you guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the Western Festival. Let me know what you think about it this year, and hopefully this video helps you out. So as always, you guys, remember to keep positive. Happy trails, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Bye!